Man, we back on. Just had to break it up. Break it up a little bit. Breaker 19. See what we can get back on to. Invite. And hop back on real quick. Having trouble. StreamYard, okay. We back. Double back on. All love, all good. Oh, that ain't what I'm supposed to hear. Give me 1 second. Let me do my 1-2 on this chat. Be right back on you. All right. There we go. Back at it. All right, we back at it, man. So I just wanted to chop up and not go so long-winded per episode. So now we're gonna get all the way into the trenches, into the nitty-gritty. Safi Ali, wa alaikum salam. Jerome Jones, salute. Yeah, we here doing it the trenches way now. Now let's see who want to show back up. This is the BS. This is the BS hour. We with the full BS this hour. David Lartigue, Compton and Watts, salute. Likewise, King. Yeah, we getting it in, taking comments, dealing with trolls, dealing with disagreements, dealing with challenges, challengers, ops, all that good, exciting stuff that people be acting like they want until it's time to do it. And this ain't nothing but a conversation, boy. I'm like Beetlejuice or Candyman when it comes to just have a conversation. Like, man, I don't know why they scared. I don't know. King is cash. Peace, God. Peace. We here doing what we do. Talking our talk, recharging our batteries, steel sharpening steel. Men sharpening men and women, because that's really what we're going to have to stand on. We're going to have to actually take our authority back, take our position back, take our power back, and reestablish the law, lay the law down on our women and children, on our males. Order got to come out to chaos. It's chaos right now. So order has to be established. Somebody has to establish law and order out of this chaos, out of this lawlessness, out of this rebellion, out of this anarchy. Because you can't have peace without it. You can't have peace without law and order. All right. So who's gonna step up and take back their authority, take back their power? Man. Everybody gets a scattering, boy, when it comes to that subject. Well, man, you can't force nobody to do. Well, them Europeans so know how to force us to. Why we submit to Europeans forcing us to do all this stuff, but we won't force ourselves or each other to do it. Interesting. This world is falling, so the world can be established, right? So the next world, the righteous world, this world is wicked. So this wicked world is at the end. It's the end of this world. It's not the end of the planet. It's not the end of human beings or humanity, but it's the end of this wicked world system. World is just a system that's on our planet. The planet is righteous, but wicked systems contaminate the natural systems of the planet. which causes rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, volcanoes, tornadoes, hurricanes. It causes all these so-called natural disasters and calamities because it's the earth and the power and the force of the earth that's casting off this dis-ease, this diseased system, this diseased people. Yeah. Black Mud Arts Inc. Mariam. Yeah. Are you dumb? The donkey and the elephant. Shugel, greetings. Thank you for sharing your time and knowledge. Man, I don't even know if it's knowledge. It's maybe experience. You know, it's definitely information. We just call it information. David Latte, they control chaos and disorder. If our people truly had order, they couldn't control us. Just grub for thought. Yeah. And order starts with self first. So the real war, the real jihad or holy war or holy struggle is not outside with the Euros or outside with other people that look like you. It's internal. The real struggle is internal, mastering our own weaknesses, making sure that we don't do what everybody else is doing, that we don't slip on a banana peel, that we don't submit and succumb to our weaknesses, our lusts, our ignorances, our emotions. So we are the battlefield. We're the number one battlefield, the enemy that's within us. When we pray, we seek refuge against the accursed Satan, not the one out there. Satan came from here. We produce the devil out of us. So the devil is a expression that came from us, that we brought out of us and gave it a human form so we could study it, so we could see all those characteristics and attributes that we should shun, that we should dislike, that we should not ever want to practice. We brought it out of ourselves, gave it a form, gave it time and power to rule and fully express itself so we could see just how terrible that is. So anytime we see ourselves practicing it, no, that's devil right there. No, we don't need that. We don't want that. Yeah. Hit the like button. Salute. Yeah, hit the like button as you come on in here. And we just here chopping it up. Third Eye TV said I had to cook Candace Owens. Really? Did she know she was cooked? Would you like to hop on here and let us know how you cooked Candace Owens' Third Eye? Nate the Greatest. Salute. Peace. Let us know. Did I put up the I put up the link. Here go again. We here on the live. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to type. I'm live so you can be live. I'm here talking audio and visually so you can talk audio and visually. So we can talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't, yeah, we are pretty emotionally underdeveloped. Our people, generally speaking, is pretty emotionally immature. Yeah, but we'll get it. We'll get it sooner or later, or not, or not. I can't worry about whether we get it or not. I just got to do my duty and let the chips fall where they're gonna fall. But yeah, Third Eye TV, I want to hear about you cooking Candace Owens. How old is Candace Owens? Let me see. Y'all know? Let me pull this up real quick. Candace Owens, age 35. She's born in 89. Wow, shit, she's only 35 years old. Interesting. Candace Owens is only 35 years old. I thought she was a little younger, but yeah, 35 is still young. So I'm 20 years older than her. She's young enough to be my daughter. Is there a particular edition or print year of Message to the Black Man or Elijah Muhammad's other books that you would recommend, or is there no substantial difference which year it was printed? I would only go through NOI approved publishers, because there's all kind of different people out here that's been bootlegging or publishing from different sources or whatever. So I wouldn't trust no Honorable Elijah Muhammad books if they wasn't coming through NOI.org, if it wasn't coming through our distribution channels or chains or our publishers. So I've seen a whole lot of stuff on Amazon and all kind of stuff. I'm like, Amazon, like, who is this money going to? Who's publishing brand new copies of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's books other than the Nation? Yeah. Candace Owens was born when I was just entering university. She's a baby, still a lot more to learn, but she's learning. That's the point, right? Right, and she's not running for office. She's not trying to run to rule us. You know what I'm saying? Third eye.
What's going on, baby?
Oh man, you got it. Peace. Oh, you gotta turn something.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
You gotta turn something off. Say something.
Yo.
Yeah. Oh no, y'all still here. Some kind of feedback. Yeah, you gotta come back. First Ghost, what up? Yeah, so Candace Owens is not running for no public office. All she doing is journalism, you know what I'm saying, and a much better, thorough journalism than anybody that I know that's on the airway that's supposed to be officially a journalist on mainstream media. And I would, I understand. Yeah, I mean, there's no way that I can make nobody as mature or understanding what I understand, but time is tell. Yo,
I sound better.
I still hear myself in the background. I still hear my voice echoing in your background.
Wow, my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it sounds bad. Yeah, just the fact that Candace Owens is pushing Catholic Church, Catholicism as her faith, we already know the faultiness of all of that. We already know the faultiness of who she chose as a husband, but we already know Kamala Harris, the one that's trying to rule us, in her faultiness, right? So that's why I love to compare those two. And that usually be the main challenge that I be looking for, that nobody gonna show up to take me up on. Everybody that say they have a problem with Candace Owens, they won't dare get on here and tell me that they voting for Kamala Harris. I can't dare you enough. I can't dare you enough to get on here with me if you say Candace Owens is trash or whatever, she ain't for our people, but then you say you voting for Kamala Harris. I can't dare you enough to get on here with me. 1 2 1 2.
Yep.
All right, that sounds. Oh no, I hear it.
Still here?
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm about to try another day then.
Yeah, it's all good. Or do this. Say your piece. I'm gonna mute my mic and just say what you got to say, and then When you talking, I'm a mute, and when I'm talking, you probably have to mute.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
No, like I said, Candace Owens, that's my girl. I agree with like 90% of the stuff that she's saying, but when she was giving the feds the credit for the gangster rap music, that's why I feel she wrong. Now if she has said that, you know, uh the feds and the government oppression towards us created gangster rap the same way it created jazz, blues, and soul music, then I understand what she's talking about in that aspect. But as far as the gangster rap was a voice for the people in the neighborhood, the gangbangers. They felt like gangster rap gave them a voice of expression through oppression. That's why, but I seem like they shouldn't. The government. It's like we always talk about how we're kings and queens, but we be so quick to turn around and give the so-called white man the credit for that. That's like giving the white man credit for the afros and the bell bottoms we wore, or our trend, our culture. That came from us.
nah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. You probably have to hit the mute button. Yeah, bell bottoms and anything honorable that we created. Yeah, we ain't supposed to give no white people credit for that. Slave masters credit for that. But gangster rap is not nothing honorable. Gangster rap, as it became. She didn't say she actually clarified herself, and I posted a reaction video to that. She didn't say that the feds created gangster rap. She said that the feds are the ones that pushed that and created an industry for that. In other words, took the revolutionary rap that we was already doing and steered it in that direction, and then inspired all of they people and they CEOs to sponsor, to throw bags and put money and fame behind that more than any other genre of rap that we was doing. So that's what she meant by she said, yeah, I never said that they wrote nobody's rhymes or nothing like that, but they used that genre and put that in the forefront and used that for their agenda and their purpose, which was the degradation and the destruction of the black family and the black community. That's what she said.
It's just like any other business. If something is trending, or it's popular, and they see that it's bringing in these funds, you know of course I could see them hopping behind that, because it's all about the dollar signs. But the initial was, that was, it was a voice. I mean, I can understand she's saying they help push it, but I also saw the politicians, burning tapes, bulldozing over explicit music. It was that side too that was hating on it, and the reason why they hated on it like that, because their white kids started to enjoy that music and started to feel that music, and they even started sagging and growing cornrows and everything to adapt to that, to be like that black culture. That was the streets talking. Yeah, of course I could see people taking advantage of it, seeing that there's money there. I mean, that happens in every type of business you involved in. But
Did you
that was
see?
that was
Did you see the video I just did, the reaction video where I played Minister Farrakhan doing his press conference in 1989, talking about the UFO and talking about Stop the Killing tour and all of the history that led up to the Million Man March, and why the Million Man March was called in the first place? You didn't catch that one?
no, I didn't miss that video. I missed it.
Yeah. So when you get a chance, yeah, just go back to that. We covered all of that on there, and it wasn't about money. It was about destroying us. Some things, they might be about the money but when it comes to us, they'll sacrifice the money in order to sacrifice us. They fear us more than they love making money. So if it comes to the black male descendants of slaves, the top priority is to deal with us. That's top priority over them making money.
Yeah, okay. Hey, it was another thing I wanted to holler at you too, man. I ain't heard nobody talk about this. I'm not trying to say I'm the first one to come up with it, but uh, political. It's called political gangland, and it's just bloods wear the red.
You in the matrix. I don't know if can y'all hear him because I can't hear you. Yeah, you in the matrix. Your Wi-Fi or
You can hear
something.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, you hear me now? Better? Yes, a video called Political Game Banging. And it's about how the red and the blue, the red represent the blood, the blue represent the Crips. And it seemed like they got started.
you're in the matrix. You're in the matrix, third eye. Gooch the Great. What up, Gooch? I see you with the wrench. You in the matrix. You sounding like somebody said Optimus Prime. Jeffrey Black. What about the African who conquered lands and enslaved other Africans? Who is that? Get on here with me, Jeffrey Black, because you're making claims that you can't prove. I would love to hear for you to show me the proof of that claim. What Africans conquered lands and enslaved other Africans, and when was this? So don't ask questions without the receipts. You know what I'm saying? Robert Epps, as a matter of fact, America became rich based on our destruction, right? So gangster rap started in 1555, the year we was first enslaved here in America, right? G from the Bay callers, turn off your YouTube when you hit the link. That eliminates the feedback. Turn off the YouTube. That eliminates the feedback.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I hear you good. You hear me?
Yeah. You straight now. So what was you saying about political gang banging?
Yeah, no, I was saying you had the Crips who wear the blue and the Bloods that wear the red. The same with the Democrat Party. Democrat Party represent the blue and Republicans represent the red. And the Republicans Party was started out of an anti-slavery movement. The same way the Bloods was started out of an anti-Crip movement. Because the Crips was kicking up so much dust around the city, it made the blood. It really gave birth to the blood. That's how they formed.
You believe in a Republican political party
Really, yeah, I believe in both of them. I believe in them. I believe in the power of both of them.
for the power for black people? Is power in it for us?
Well, at one point it was, but
What point was that?
that was when we first came out of slavery. That's when we had our own, because it was free black slaves that helped create the Republican Party. You know, so it
Oh, you
was
saying you saying we was integrated or we had our own? Which one was it?
we were integrated at one point,
So we was successful, fresh out of slavery, being integrated?
being integrated. We were. That's how the
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely
as
not.
far I mean, you look at the success. Everybody want to refer back to Black Wall Street, you know, and then Black Wall Street. They look at that Black Wall Street as being like a prominent time when America was great for blacks, and that was descended of slaves, free slaves. You know, they had their
So
own
what
business.
happened? What happened? What where did we
Well,
go wrong? If
well,
it was great for black people fresh out of slavery, What happened? What made it not great?
Well, you had the Democrat Party who was pissed off because they never felt like we should have been freed in the first place. So
So there's no racism in the Republican Party, then, right?
yeah, I mean you have racists on both sides. But when you just like if I told you today that it was an anti-abortion rally downtown, you automatically kind of know who was down there, who was on the pro side, and who was on the anti side.
What did we ever gain as Black people, as far as you know, that you can show us the receipts in American history, fresh out of slavery? What did we gain for being Republican?
What did we gain?
Yeah,
Well, other than our citizenship and our rights to be treated
we,
equally
we got equal treatment right now.
as not right now. I'm talking about when you said
We
when we
had equal treatment fresh out of slavery as Republicans.
as yeah. If you think about it, the NRA was created to arm the freed slaves to protect themselves from the Democrat Party and the KKK. Like I said, it was a stark difference between both sides. Now they consider Republicans the party that freed the slaves, and you could tell they was pissed off about that with Abraham Lincoln, even though he said he wasn't a free. Freeing them wasn't a major priority, but he still did it.
And then what happened after that? Didn't they renege that?
Yeah, they took him out because of it.
No. I said they reneged that. They reneged that. The party that allegedly freed us reneged on that.
It wasn't the Republican Party that reneged on it. It was the Democrat Party that reneged on it because they felt we shouldn't have been free in the first place. That's
So
why
what have we gained from being Republicans? So if Republicans, after all these years since slavery, didn't decide to get together and make sure we had equal land, 40 acres and a mule, reparations, equal arms, equal status and standing, like why would you be believing in the Republican Party when they had hundreds of years now to prove that to us that we was equal with them?
well, look, like I said, we switched over to the Democrat Party in the 30s.
Well, I'm talking about the Black people that stayed with the Republicans.
Yeah. I mean, the black people who stayed with the Republicans, they still suffer from the Democrat administration after that because they lost power. When the Democrats got into power, we had our rights to vote back in the 1800s. But
We're not talking about voting. Rights to vote. What's the use of voting if nobody's going to consider your vote worth anything?
that's the whole thing about it, bro. It was
What?
the Democrat Party. It was the Democrat Party that was throwing our votes in the trash can. But what I'm saying is, out of all these years, if I see you selling dope on the corner and I save you from getting shot in the head, and I tell you, bro, stay away from these corners. I see you on that same corner the next day or 2 days later. What am I supposed to do? I tried to help you. I tried to save you.
That's what I'm telling you regarding the Republican Party and the Democrat Party. So same way you saying that example as for the Republicans against the Democrats, I'm saying that to you against both of them. Why would you believe in any of them when they ain't did nothing for you?
But see, and look, it's like how can we blame the other side when we never gave the other side our support? And we haven't gave the other side our support in over 100 years.
Why would we give them that? What did they show us that we should give them our support? We had Ronald Reagan. Wasn't Ronald Reagan a Republican?
No, I'm talking about way.
No, just answer that. Wasn't Ronald Reagan a Republican? We talking about our lifetime.
Yeah. He
Our lifetime. We can't speak on what happened fresh out of slavery, right?
I mean, but we can't wonder why the prostitute on the corner if we don't see what happened during her childhood or how she got to that position.
Well, we talking about we talking about our lifetime. So if you saying the Republican Party is that party we supposed to be with, what did Ronald Reagan do to Black people during his our lifetime?
Well, I don't know. I really wasn't. I was a baby then. But
it was your lifetime though. Like
yeah. I mean, yeah, but in my lifetime, we was already gone.
Huh?
We wasn't Republicans then. Like I said, we left in the 30s.
What was the Republicans doing to win us back to make us want to be Republicans again?
And that's one thing I say about the Republican Party. That's one thing that they didn't do because they didn't have they didn't see no voting block there. It's like, these people are controlled by the Democrat Party. It was kind of like, they could pitch to them, but the brainwashing was already in place. I
So
mean,
you don't think you're brainwashed by the Republican Party?
I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a referee. I got on black and white. I got stripes on my shirt. So I'm just calling it. I'm on the sidelines. I'm calling it from what I see, and what I see with my people is that we were bamboozled long time ago. I mean, even in the 60s. I mean, we out there getting bit by dogs, but we didn't know behind closed doors the party we were supporting was blocking our rights behind closed doors. Malcolm X knew about it because he was in that what you call it? He was well known back then. But
Which party did Malcolm say we should be with?
well, neither one of them. Like you said,
Exactly. So
it's
why
the
would you bring Malcolm X up?
it's the know what I'm bringing up Malcolm X because he was on the Democrat Party heads way
It's
more
Republican heads too.
way more than the Republicans though. Because you know why he was on the Democrat Party heads way more than Republican? Because the Democrat Party had all of our support. Them was the main ones we was putting our votes behind and not asking for anything in return.
Well, yeah,
So
man. Hold on. I want to ask you a question because you said you were a baby when Reagan was in office, right?
yeah,
And you couldn't speak on that because you didn't have knowledge. So if you didn't have knowledge of when Reagan was in office, how do you have knowledge of Malcolm X? You weren't born then.
no, I was because look, when I found out the history of the Democrat Party, that's what made me dive deep into what the Democrat Party did and their history with us. Now, the Republican Party. Now, they, people talk about the Southern strategy and how Nixon, told blacks, like, hey, we don't need them. They lost. We can do without them. But when you put the Republican Party racism towards blacks and the Democrat Party racism towards blacks on the scale, it outweighs the Republican Party heavily. But we still support this organization. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you mentioned the Southern strategy. That was one. Even if you mention the crack cocaine era, I hear a lot of gangsters out here saying that was the best times of their life. They put their kids through school, bought homes and everything.
By killing it, by killing us, by killing
I'm
each
not,
other.
I'm not praising it and saying
You
that
said it was the best time of their life.
no, that's what they were saying. I wasn't old enough to be out there slanging dope. But I'm like, but why it ain't no good. But I'm saying is if the Republican Party was that damn bad, you know, well, I mean, come on now. The scale, the Democrat Party is tipping over the scale, and they've been tipping over the scale for almost 100 years. So why is it 2024 and we still sound like we living in the 50s and the 60s? And why would we expect the other side to help us when we never gave the other side the chance? We never gave the other side the support.
Well,
To
How do you know?
all blacks were Republicans. So
yeah,
you do know that, right?
I talked about coming out of slavery earlier, but that's where it started. We started voting Republican in the 30s. It's almost 100 years later, and we still talking about the same issues because we've been giving this one organization all our power. Now, how you gonna blame somebody? How I'm gonna blame my homeboy for not giving me $100, and then I ask a stranger why he didn't give me $100? He gonna tell you, well, look at your homeboy. That's your homeboy. He's supposed to look out for you, right?
No.
wait, wait. So your homeboy not supposed to shoot you $100 opposed
You're
to
a
a
grown
stranger?
man. No one's obligated to look out for you. You're obligated to look out for yourself.
Bro? I'm saying, bro, you need $20 for gas, bro. You would think you could get that from your homeboy other than some stranger on the street, right?
You
And I
know,
will also, if I'm a grown man, I should have $20.
Well, let me say something. I think I should get it from the slave masters that I've been working for 400 years for free that owe me 40 acres and a mule. That's what I think I should get it from, not my homeboy. I should get it from the Republican Party when I fresh out of slavery.
Yeah, but look, let me tell you this.
But it ain't no but.
Who owned the slaves by the masses?
White people.
The Democrat
White
Party.
It wasn't no Democrat or
They
Republican
didn't
when
matter
we
if
was
they're
slaves.
Democrat or Republican. White people.
It was the 13 colonies. It wasn't no Democrat or Republican. That was later.
Okay, then why was it a priority for the slaves when they ran away? It was a priority for them to make it to the north for a reason. They ran to the north for the reason because that's the free area. See,
No, it wasn't a free area. It just wasn't inhabited. It wasn't desired. The slave master desired the fertile, minerally rich farmland, the plantation land. It wasn't plantation land in the north like that.
see the truth about the Civil War.
You just gonna just
No,
ignore that.
I hear what you're saying, bro. What I'm saying is the truth about the Civil War.
I thought you just didn't even know like about the 80s about Reagan. How you know so much about
30s, the 1930s.
Yeah.
I mean the 80s. Look,
when you was alive, you don't know about when you was alive, but you know before you was alive.
no, look, when I was alive, and I saw what happened to the black. I grew up in the hood, man. I grew up in the Watts area. I saw what cocaine and crack was doing to the black community. But you gotta ask yourself, how did we get here in the first place? If it wasn't for the oppression, if it wasn't for the Jim Crow laws and the KKK,
Jim Crow didn't bring us here.
And the one drop rule, I don't think cocaine would have affected us as much as it did. The breaking down started way before the 80s. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Slavery started way before Republicans and Democrats.
Not just slavery. I'm talking about the 60s.
All right, bro. All right.
Slavery too.
Gooch. Because like if you just gonna ignore,
Assalamu alaikum, brother Cam. I wish he was still here because he said something about the NRA. He said the NRA was designed.
No, he's not gone. I'm just giving him a break. Third Eye's still there. Like I'm gonna pull him back up.
Can I ask him something about the NRA real quick? Third Eye.
I'm gonna let y'all talk. I'm gonna tap out for a second.
Yo. Oh, I can't hear you, bro. I think you on mute. I still can't hear you, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I know he said something about the NRA, but no. What question? What question that you said I dodged or I couldn't?
I didn't say you dodged. I'm saying you just not acknowledging none of the receipts or none of the facts or whatever that I'm because you just you saying what you want to say. You're not really taking into consideration nothing that I said. You just skip it and go back to what your.
But which part? Are you still talking about the Reagan administration?
Yeah, I'm just talking about what you're talking about. Like if I asked if you believe in Democratic Party, you say you do, but then you say you not voting Democrat, you just on the sideline, neutral refereeing. Like, are you pushing the Republican Party or are you not?
No, I'm not pushing the Republican Party, but I'm definitely not pushing the Democrat Party. Like I said, like I talked to you before, man. That's just like the Jews. You telling the Jews to vote for a Nazi party. Now they suffered the same type of genocide we suffered, but you don't see any Jews out there claiming that they proud to be a part of the Nazi party. Now, I'm just saying, why is it okay for us to feel like we should push for this organization, the Democrat Party, that has done the same thing, even worse to us since slavery, since we got to America?
So that's what I'm saying. I'm definitely not pushing for the Democrat Party. I wish we can create our own party because, like I said, both parties kind of abandoned us. Both parties, we've been abandoned by both parties. But I can't speak on the Republican Party because we've been voting Democrat for over damn near 100 years. So it's only right for me to speak on this party itself. For one,
I mean, but here's the thing: when uh, I'm not really into the parties. I'm in for the people, whoever makes sense. I think Democrats are doing a lot of lying. I think they represent a lot of things that are very devilish and evil. So, I mean, but that could have been on both sides. But more than likely, if it's something that's immoral, Democrats are pushing it. Is it safe to say that?
definitely,
Okay.
you 100% correct. You
Okay.
100% correct.
So,
But
so I mean, now I kind of understand what you're saying. So, what you're saying is things that are immoral and the twist on play and what's wrong is right and what right is wrong. That's more or less pushed by the Democratic Party, right?
and it's being pushed by them since we got off the boat. Slavery was a policy, bro. But see, a lot of people get it twisted. They don't understand that during the Civil War, it wasn't just the North versus the South. It was the Republicans in the North versus the Democrats in the North and the Democrats in the South. That's what it was. You seen 12 Years a Slave when he made it to the North and they told him he wasn't free and they sent him back down south. He ran into some Democrats. It was a policy. That's why I said the party started off an anti-slavery movement. That just like if me and you started Black Lives Matter, we ain't gonna have no cops in our organization because they not gonna fit. We don't mess with them, right?
No, that's true because I'm a law-abiding citizen that pays taxes, and if a cop is a good cop, why would I have a problem with him being in the organization?
Yeah, but it's a good cop. That's what I'm saying. But they see they had it where it was green light on cops. Period. They wasn't weeding out the good and the bad. If you had that shield on, they wasn't gonna mess with you.
Okay.
Let me ask a question. If Republicans are so good, why they didn't do like Marcus Garvey tried to do and give us a back to Africa movement, a good send off? Why didn't they give us like a Israel and make sure we got back? If they really wanted to free us, why didn't they really free us?
Why didn't they really? So you think that going back to Africa was a better option?
Okay, if I kidnap you or your daughter, you know what I'm saying, and I free you in my backyard, that's a better option than actually taking you back to where I kidnapped you from.
Well, that's just like if you that's just like if you had a child that was kidnapped. You don't know who her parents are. You don't know or where she came
Oh,
from.
hold on. Are you familiar with? Do you even like listen to what you're saying? Like, are you familiar with the state of Israel? You're familiar with the state of Israel, right?
Uh-huh.
So you know when they took the Holocaust survivors, they took everybody. They didn't just take children and leave their parents in Nazi Germany. They took the whole families, right?
Okay.
So why wouldn't the Republicans take all of our families that were still together, those that were still alive, and give us a good send off back to where they kidnapped us from? Why they didn't do that?
I don't know. I couldn't answer that one. I can't answer that one. But I mean, we here. It was something that I guess they said, hey, they brought these people over here. Now, who's to say that you know the people who helped us out or freed us from slavery? Who's to say that they were the ones responsible for bringing us here in the first place? You know, it's like you here now, so I guess what we can try to do is try to get you adapted into society. You know, that's how I look at it. I mean, as far as sending
That,
everybody
that, that's
on
still a that's still a captive. That's still a captive. So why wouldn't you just give us our own? If you can't send us back, or whatever your excuse is, or why they can't send us back to where they took us from, why not just give us our own separate state and territory like they gave Israel?
Well, we started off that way when we went to Oklahoma.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
I mean, because look, they like I said, the Indians, they fought on the side of Confederate too. So we took their land. That's how we got to Oklahoma with the Black Wall Street, because it was punishment. It was punishment to the Indians for slavery, because they fought on the wrong side of history. They fought on the side of the Confederacy. So when the Union came through, they said it's a part of y'all punishment. So
where did you learn this at?
Oh shoot, high school. They got videos on. It's a lot of information on YouTube too. But
you believe it, huh?
Yeah. They fought on the slide of slave. You have Indians today that will tell you that their ancestors, had Africans, had slaves, had us as slaves. But that was a part of their punishment, so that's how Black Wall Street came. When we migrated to Oklahoma, they forced the Indians to give up their territory because they fought on the wrong side of history. They fought with the Confederacy. So that's how Black Wall Street got created. But look who was there in Black Wall Street. White liberals. White liberals burned down Black Wall Street because they felt we shouldn't have been free in the first place. That's why they created the KKK and the Jim Crow laws, to keep their foot on it, to keep their foot on our necks.
So if Republicans was so righteous and remorseful about keeping us slaves, why didn't they do for us what they did for Israel? President, listen, don't hurry up and respond, because that's all you keep doing. If President Harry Truman in 1945 took his power and influence way back in 1945, probably before your parents was born, 1945, and got with the UN, the United Nations, and carved out a state in Palestine, and made sure within the first year that they already started migrating and transplanting, transferring the first 100,000 white Ashkenazi Jewish, so-called, Jewish victims of the Holocaust, from Germany all the way to Palestine. So much so that now it's 10 million or 10 or 15 million of them there now. Right? So if Republicans was able to do that then for them, and they're not the ones that even harmed the Jews or the Jewish people. America really didn't even have nothing to do with it. Why would an American president use all that resources to make sure German whites can get their own separate state and territory? But when it comes to those that they know they did this to, and you said they this is why they freed the slaves, why wouldn't they do that for us?
I feel it should have been done for us.
I didn't say that. I said, why didn't they do it? We ain't talking about shoulda, woulda, coulda.
That's a good question, man. I don't know why they didn't.
Then I don't know why you pushing for them. I don't know why you thinking that they better than the Democrats.
Yeah, look, I'm looking at the history of the Black community.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the history of who destroyed us and the history of those that didn't repair us. So neither party repaired us, right?
Oh yeah, but it's kind of crazy because only one side of us are being labeled coons, and only Black Republicans are the ones, to me, I see and I hear, because I've been called one, and I'm not a conservative, but why are Black Republicans are the main ones called coons? And
I don't know where you're going, bro.
Okay. You know what? I think I can help.
I'm going on the same. I'm going on with what you.
Let me help you, man, because I see the direction you're going in. For example, Cam and I are realists. So when we hear people like Candace Owens, who is probably a Republican, we don't care too much about what party she represents. She represents realness. She's talking real. So whether she was a Democrat or Republican, we know what she's spitting is real.
I'm not, and look, I respect both of you guys, but I'm not talking about you guys specifically. I listen to Cam all the time. I listen to Cam all the time. I respect Cam's mind. All I'm saying is, in our community, being a black Republican is more frowned upon than being a black Democrat. And why is that? When I'm just talking about the history of each organization. They ain't been good, but one heavily, I'm talking heavily, outweighs the other. Like I talk about with the scale. One outweighs the other heavily. Now I know they both had their flaws, but one side is way more heavily history of racism towards us is way outweighs the other. And I'm wondering how or why would the black conservative be considered a coon or a sellout over black Democrats? That's why I can't figure out. Like I said, I don't belong to neither one of them. Once I found out the history of the Democrat Party, man, I hurried and went down to the DMV and changed my status because I didn't want that next to my name, man. I'm independent. Now I hope there's a party that we can form together as black folks, but I'm still trying to figure out why this organization is the reason why a lot of black folks can't stand America today. It wasn't just the Ronald Reagan era, even though that was bad too, and it wasn't just what you said, Cam, about Truman. It started way before then, and it's still affecting us today, regardless. Both parties ain't been good for us, but
So
why is one a sellout? Like Candace Owens. Candace Owens in the black community is considered a sellout. She got a white husband at home, just like Kamala do. But we don't talk bad about Candace the way we talk. I mean, we don't talk bad about Kamala the way we talk bad about Candace. It's because Candace got that R in front of her name. That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. She got that R in front of her name. But why we don't have the same smoke for Kamala?
I can't understand why we don't have same smoke for the Europeans in general. Like this is I understand it, and I guess I'm pleased to see my people just now getting mad at some aspect of these slave masters, even though they still trying to divide it in Coke and Pepsi and make it seem like that's the thing. But it's such a a futile waste, because it's a clear people. It's not Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. That's all BS. That's all smoke and mirrors. And to see us argue over that like we argue over Lakers versus the Knicks or Drake versus Kendrick, like we have spent a whole day or whole life week arguing over something that's totally meaningless and missing the point because we scared to go at the real root of it. Why would we talk this long over the branches and the leaves when we won't deal with the root? I've been trying to get you on the root this whole conversation, but you're acting like there's different kind of slave masters. There's this kind versus that kind. You know what I'm saying? Like one kind was cool because they let us out of slavery. Did they? Did they let us out of slavery?
No, what I'm saying is, Cam, and I know you see it as much as I do, but why? It's a 3-letter word, question, and it's the biggest word in the dictionary, and that's why. I'm just
Why
saying,
what?
why do we see this divide? Why do we see this divide over the party?
That's something you can answer. So if you know about me and you know that I'm not into the divide, right? I'm pushing that there ain't no divide. That both of these is two wings of the same wicked eagle. Why would you make a distinction of a so-called divide?
I'm not making a distinction. I'm just trying to figure out how you can call one side a coon and you don't have the same energy
I
for
didn't
the.
call nobody a coon. I don't even know what you're talking
Well,
about.
I'm not talking about you specifically.
But I'm just saying you introduced coon like we I don't have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm talking about we as a culture, black folks.
I don't believe that all black folks call people coons or whatever if they believe in the Republican Party. I don't, like I said, yeah, you coming out of left field with all kind of stuff that I don't know what you're talking about.
Clarence Thomas is still considered a sellout today. And
Okay, that's one person. All right. I mean, but
I can mention, you know, Clarence. I can mention a whole bunch of them, man. But I ain't gonna go down that road. But I see it. I got into it yesterday with this.
what did Clarence Thomas do for black people specifically?
What I mean, I don't know what he did specifically.
Then that's probably why they calling him a coon. See, like if he got power in the Supreme Court and he ain't doing nothing for black people with that power,
I don't know.
What would you call him?
I don't know what he did. But
I'm just saying, what would you call him if he got power in the Supreme Court and he ain't did nothing for black people?
Oh, I'll call him the same thing I'll call Obama.
Which is what?
A sellout.
So that's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Hey, look at Herman Cain when he was running for president. He was running on the Republican ticket. He was called all kind of things under the sun. But I got a feeling if he,
I'm just saying, why are we worried about name calling? That's childish. Why not just deal with the source, deal with the root issues? Like we worried about somebody calling us a name.
I'm not worried about it.
You brought it up.
No, I'm not. I'm just speaking on. I'm just speaking in general.
You worried about it if you bringing it up. We talking about policies. We talking about what actually is the value, if there's any value in the party. I don't care about no name calling. That's childish feelings, emotions, or something.
I'm just saying the name calling just shows you the mentality and their way of thinking. You wouldn't call somebody a name if you didn't have a certain perception about them already. So.
Gooch, what's your thoughts, Gooch?
I see what you're saying. I don't think he picked it up, but Brother Cam is saying on this big tree. Speaking of, it's all the same. You're talking about the branch leaves. He's trying to get to the root of the problem. So he's trying to ask you, what do we do? How do we solve this situation? You can't come up with an idea what we should do or how we should.
We need to come up with our own party. We need to put people in places that have our own way of thinking and our own agenda on how we should move forward. We shouldn't. If I would like to see it to a point where we don't even have to discuss what party. The main we always worried about the P's, but the person, the party, the personality. But the main P we don't pay attention to, and that's policy. Now, as we had a person in place with the same mind frame that we have and the same policies that we have, I'm all for it. But
are you familiar with the Nation of Islam, the organization that I'm a member of?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Why aren't you united with that?
Why am I not united with it?
Yeah. Why don't you support that?
I'm united with any organization that's for the benefit of uplifting our people.
Well, you said we need our own party or we need our own like that's our own.
But the Nation of Islam, you won't find the Nation of Islam on the ballot when it's time to vote.
Why do we need to be on any ballot?
I mean, I don't know how else how would you get voted in if you're not on.
Why do you need to be voted in? Like you don't see Chinatown or Little Korea or different places like that. They don't care who the president is. They run they city, they run their community, they run their banks, they run everything. It don't matter who's a president. They don't even vote. Why do you think we need to vote? Why is our success dependent on voting for some white people or some system, American government system?
We can do the same thing.
I'm saying, so why aren't you doing that?
Why am I not doing it? I would do it if I knew or where to go or where to find these people, where they at, and what the action moving in.
California Watts. You don't know where any mosque is in Los Angeles, California. You never brothers.
I never been to a mosque. I was raised in a Christian family. I never been to the mosque.
That's a choice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can't complain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't, but no, I can't go that easy.
What
Brothers out in the forest and
wait, hold
find
on, I can't hear
call.
you. You say what?
Never been out, come across a brother both by the final call.
No.
All right, man, I can't do it. All right.
I mean, what you mean if I ever grabbed the paper? What are you talking about?
Nah, he just you know. Yeah. So anyway, the Nation of Islam is called a nation, right? And we're a nation within this nation that we don't subscribe to none of the political systems or political candidates. We respect it. You know what I'm saying? We respect and we, submit or obey those in authority in this nation as long as it don't conflict with our faith and with the laws of righteousness, the laws of nature. But um, we don't believe in voting for our former slave masters or in our former slave masters system. We have never been citizens. We have never been given the rights of a citizen. We've never been treated equally. We've never been compensated or repaired or got restitution or reparations for what they've done to us. So it is absolutely insane. And part of the problem, if not the biggest problem, for us descendants of slaves to still be fighting or wrangling or trying to get in to this political process as though that's the solution to our problem. The solution to our problem is Exodus. If you was raised in the Bible, you know that the children of Israel that were slaves for 400 years under Pharaoh, that Moses and Aaron's people was told to separate. Exodus. It wasn't told to vote in to the system of Pharaoh, vote for Pharaoh's government, to become a part of Pharaoh's government. Let let Pharaoh go. So there's absolutely no future in what you're suggesting. I don't know what's happening with the mic,
Oh yeah, I hear you.
but yeah,
My,
no future in that.
like I said, like I went live with you last week when we was talking about reparations and all that stuff. And my position's still the same. I'm still on that same tip.
Why would we waste our time talking about political Democrat or Republican when we know we're these specific people that should be exodusing from that?
Hey, it's just the sake of conversation, bro. I mean,
I ain't got time to waste conversation. I'm not just here for conversation, entertainment. I'm here to actually, share solutions and warnings. So, I'm not here for that.
yeah,
I hear you though.
okay, yep.
But it's all love and respect. I'm just trying to get to what we really need to do, what must be done.
Man, I know.
Voting for either one is not what must be done.
No, I agree. Well, I was just tripping off the energy of our people. That's all. It's just one. It's the energy is lopsided. That's all.
I agree. We more hypnotized by this Democratic spell that we under than the Republican. I agree with that, but both of them is bad for us.
Yeah, I just wish that we see that both of them are bad for us and stop leaning on one side.
I agree with that.
All right, bro.
All right, third eye.
Yep.
All right, peace. Jeffrey Black, you want to get on here with me? So you saying you want to go back to Africa? Absolutely. I want to go back to Africa, or I want to stay here. I got the right to do either one. Just like the so-called Jewish people have a right to be dual citizens. They could be a citizen of America and they could be a citizen of what they call Israel. Yeah, same here. We bled, sweat, died, and whatever else here to claim ownership of this land. And we're natural citizens of the land that they kidnapped us from. And those that don't believe or don't claim that they was brought over here from Africa, okay, that's between them. I'm not one of those. I don't claim to be a foundational Black American that was already here. I'm from the descendants of slaves that was kidnapped from Africa. So I speak for that people. I speak for that prophecy people that the Bible talk about, where God in Genesis told Abraham to know for surety that your descendants, your seed will be a stranger in a land that's not theirs, and they'll be afflicted for 400 years by this strange people. So if you claim to be foundational Black America, that's good. Good for you. Salute. You saying this land was already yours, then that don't apply to you. I can't speak for you. You can't speak for me. I'm talking about the fulfillment of the prophecy of Genesis, the seed of Abraham. So yes, I want to go back to Africa. I want property and land in Africa, and I want property and land here. Absolutely. Get on the live with me, Jeffrey Black. Here's the link. Let me send the link. We just talking. It's just conversation. I'm not intimidating y'all, am I? I'm not intimidating just to have a live conversation where people can see you and hear you, am I? There's the link. Keith McCauley, salute. Right, there's the link. Pause. You know, I'm gonna start clowning. I'm gonna start roasting and clowning in a second. The more you type and don't get on here with me, and you seen, you know, brothers that hopped on here and sister that hopped on here, and if you ain't hopping, if you keyboarding it, you surfing on this keyboard, then I can't respect that. 22 on in.
Oh, what up? Let me cam up, man. Hold on. Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you. Salute.
Hey, salute.
Man,
I'm a little bit shy. Can I go on mute?
Yeah, it's all good.
Salute, man. You see me spitting Cam lyrics in the chat, right?
Oh no,
you saw that, right? You didn't read the chat? Oh, yeah, I'm spitting. F equality. What? How you say it? When you was a prodigy? F equality. With Karis, what you say? F equality, freedom, and
F freedom, justice, and equality. Just accept my apology and
suck on this technology. Man, do you know I was schizophrenic in Long Beach, and that shit woke me up, and that was like one of the sparks. Him a couple of Eminem lines, them pulled me out of my schizophrenia.
Man, that's a blessing, bro. That's a blessing.
It is, man. And a couple other lyrics, I ain't gonna get into the, what you did, But I also shook your hand at a Farrakhan rally.
Oh, okay. Was it in LA?
In LA, when Farrakhan was in LA.
Oh, okay.
And that was a big deal for me because
man, bless
hey, people want to be down, they just don't know how.
Right. I can see that. And as far as the like you saying that, like certain little, mental health things, a lot of our people is suffering from a deficiency of vitamin B.
Oh, you talking about schizophrenia?
Huh?
No, I went to war with them. Schizophrenia is an attack on your mind, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, but a natural vitamin and mineral that can help restore the balance, the chemical balance, is vitamin B1. B1 and
B1 was it?
Vitamin
I
B1.
thought it was iron. I was eating lentils every day and eating spinach and things like that.
For anybody, for you and for anybody that might be suffering, like, any type of psychosis or depression or anxiety or schizophrenia, go heavy on niacin, no flush niacin. Niacin is that vitamin, that mineral that'll sting your skin and make you turn red if you got the flush, but get the no flush version. I mean, the no flush type, and take like 2,000, take like 2,000 UIs worth of that. It's like 4 caps of that.
I went to war.
To bring your chemical balance back up to where it's supposed to be. Okay,
because I did take a lot of drugs in the 2000s, like many people did.
Yeah,
it was a kind of good thing to do.
That'll trigger it. That'll start depleting your natural minerals and vitamins and certain chemical balance. The drugs will knock it off. Alcohol and drugs will knock it off and send us into schizophrenia condition. But
Yeah,
that mineral is that vitamin that'll bring you back. It's niacin and B1.
I use rap lyrics.
I mean,
Now you talk about I didn't know I'm ignorant to the nutritional side of the game at that time, but um, the spiritual mental part of it, that's where I went to war with.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's
Um,
definitely got a part to play.
here's a heavy hit of that, and then when I talk about the topic you was on. Um, I found out in the Egyptian Book of Life because I started reading books, getting my concentration back. Because you're fighting for your concentration and focus. Something's taking that.
Right.
That was spiritual, and I found out that in the Egyptian Book of Life by Rashim Salim.
Mm-hmm.
In the Egyptian Book of Life, it said that there are 12 senses. We were taught 7 senses, right? Sight,
Right.
hearing, taste,
Yeah, no, I
feel,
get it.
like
So
that.
you said 12, and then you're saying that to say that.
Well, there's also clairvoyance. There's also transmission
We
of
got
thoughts.
all the senses. So yeah, it's a whole lot of consciousness levels that we're not aware of because most of the time we mentally asleep. Our brain, we haven't woken up the other 90% of our brain yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff going on that we're not aware of.
But as far as what is the topic of the show?
It wasn't really no topic. We was talking, we was really just kind of talking about
The basics whole situation with what's going on with politics.
Right, politics and Kamala Harris versus Candace Owens.
Across the world, and United States, who is able to put a face on a bullshit? That's why Trump is so attractive. He could put a face on his bullshit, but no one's putting a face up for who I don't know who's putting a face up for their bullshit. But Biden was literally in the field waving to nobody during the election, falling downstairs and stuff. They voted for him out of reverse psychology.
Right. There's all kind of stuff going on with that.
Yeah,
right.
I told my mom, I said, Trump gonna buy us more time for revolution. That's just straight up. Because the white supremacists is gonna take a stance, forcing you to take a stance.
Well, either way, it's about to go down. Whoever win this is going to cause unrest. Either way, you know what I'm saying. So
It is. But that being the case, I don't have no dog in the fight because I'm like Jack Jackson.
No, yeah, I
feel way you go. I already know what's up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got a dog, and I got dogs in the fight, or dogs spelled backwards, which is our people, the little baby guys that's easily led in the wrong direction and hard to lead in the right direction, lost sheep. So they So
you understand fighting mind control straight up.
Yeah,
you probably have more experience with that than me.
Yeah, so that's the dogs that we got in the fight.
This is what I said in the chat. I said I'm a Taoist. You heard of that?
For who?
A Taoist. Taoist.
Oh, like the Asians, Taoists.
Yeah. It's Chinese. That's where Kung Fu come from. All that, right?
Yeah. I'm familiar.
So I studied that. But you know how I came to that? Because this side of the world is doing this at this time. Oh Jesus, everything's going down. I just spent the globe. What's going on this side? And I found Shinto and Taoism. And there might have been some parts of Buddhism coming out around that time. Right. But okay, I went that direction to completely step out of the spiritual jail that we're in.
Right.
Yeah. And look, whatever civilizes you, roll with that. But it cannot answer my personal philosophical questions. Go ahead, brother. I'm enjoying this, by the way.
No,
I'm enjoying this.
Oh, my bad. I guess you fell off. Yeah, Taoist. What else? Let me see. This what time? 1:14. We've been on here for an hour. Pace. Anybody wanna get a comments, questions, thoughts, opinions, disagreements. I was looking for what you call it to hop on here. If you already have a soul, there's no need to step out. Well, it's a lot of I ain't gonna jump on that. The Tao is the way, Taoism. Robert Epps, Buddhism is 35,000 years old. It's a saying that I ain't gonna really go into, understanding or teaching, not regarding Buddhism, but regarding Hinduism. So I don't know if Kamala Harris is from the Hinduism belief, but I know she claims, I don't know, she married to a Jewish man, so I don't know if she claims Judaism. But yeah, I guess I'll leave that alone. I don't know. Almost went there, but I ain't, it's just a saying, it's a comparison of, if you run into a Christian versus or if you walk in with a Christian versus a Hindu, which one you should not trust the most. I'll phrase it like that. So I'll leave it at that. So the teachings say vehemently, emphatically, don't trust the Hinduism, because they've been off the path for far longer. And if you notice, and this is not negative, this is not stereotypical, but Indians, people from India, especially when they come to school in America, that they're heavily into neurology. They're heavily into the science of the brain, human brain, and affecting human thinking, getting into the mind and the brain of the human being. And that's for a reason. That has to do with, we are taught them being astray from certain laws, and them having such wisdom and being offered a path for so long, because they are original people. So they have an original God tribe attracting power. But they also are the ones that be with the Karma Sutra and all this wild other little stuff. But if you see the women, what I'm saying, and the males, they actually can attract you. They can attract you into that wildness. You know what I'm saying? And do it from a scientific level. They can do it from a neurological scientific level and break you all the way down on some lust organs, lust level. So this, I ain't gonna be able to play this anyway, but hopefully it's not to disrespect. I'm not disrespecting nobody's beliefs or faith systems or whatever, but we're just talking about being astray from the provable laws of nature. Same with rainbow stuff, certain things that we know is not natural. It's not beneficial. It can't naturally reproduce. So anything that can't naturally reproduce is unnatural. If it can't naturally reproduce, then it's unnatural. So I'll just leave that there. We made the term black a global unifying. We made the term black a global unifying term, and these Democrats are conflating their agenda with it to Trojan horse their politics into our ethos. Yeah. But I wouldn't even. I wouldn't just say the Democrats. So, and I guess I gotta go there, and I gotta keep on reminding us, the Democrats, or the so-called Democrat Party, is a tool. It's a puppet. It's not the puppet master. So you got to go past the Democrat Party and find out who's running, who's the mind and the brains, who's the money and the resources? Who's the muscle and the brain behind all the Democrat Liberal Party agendas? It's not the Democrats. The Democrats are not the brains behind the Democrats. The Democrats are not the money behind the Democrats. The Democrats are not the scientists behind the Democrats. It's a whole identifiable people that's behind the money and the power and the media and the agenda and the rainbow and the freakishness. It's not the Democrats. The Democrats are just an instrument that's being used by who? By who? So every time I hear people just resting and starting on the Democrat, what's the Democrat doing? Nah, you still off. You got to go deeper than you got to go find out whose hand is up in the Democrats' rectum that's making them puppet like that, that's making them all do that. Who got their hand up the Democrats' back? Who got their hand and putting these batteries up black people back to make us even want to be Democrats? Who is programming us? Who is programming us? Who is controlling our information and manipulating our emotions? Who's rallying us up? Who controls the media? Who makes sure they floods us with this agenda or this idea or this movement, this Black Lives Matter or this Me Too or this women's feminism power and pushing the P's? And who takes all of these women and makes them twerk at a presidential campaign, or makes Beyonce twerk at Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, or makes such and such say vote or die? Like, it's not the Democrats. The Democrats don't have money and power like that. They get their money from who? They get their power and sponsorship and media push from who? We don't want to say that. Ain't nobody want to say that. So if you ain't got the testicles to say who it really is, like Candace Owens, like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan first, like Candace Owens, like Kanye, like a few people tried to do it, I don't want to hear the word Democrat come out nobody's mouth. Black. I don't want you to hear. I don't want to hear you. You know, because everybody from our organization that said it gonna take it back to the root. Even though Malcolm X said, yeah, JFK and the liberal and the Democrats is this, but he gonna tell you who is behind them. He gonna tell you the J word. Farrakhan gonna tell you the J word. The teacher, of course, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad Ben gonna tell you who Satan is, and not just the J word Satan, but the Satan in the Vatican, the top Satan in the Vatican. You know what I'm saying? That's the top one. We ain't got there yet, but we know, like Candace Owens she believes in that, so she gonna run into it sooner than later. But right now, you gotta, push her along the river. You know what I'm saying? You wanna get in deep water here. Let me help you. You're gonna run into the real wizard very soon. So you got to know how to use people for what they're good for. Use people and support people in promoting, or what your ultimate agenda is. I got an agenda. If my agenda is to expose Satan, and I see somebody that's not a member of the Nation of Islam or look like they've been talking against Minister Farrakhan and the nation, but then they run into something that got them saying exactly the same thing that Minister Farrakhan and the nation been saying for the last 70 years, then I'm going to promote that person. And they'll run into, the dragon themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? But until then, I'm going to take advantage of them pushing that part of the truth that we've been pushing. Yep. But anytime I hear anybody, black person talking about Democrat, all right, well, you either a coward or you really don't know. You haven't looked deep enough to see who's behind the Democrats, who's behind all these rainbow agendas, who's behind all these transition agendas for our children, who's behind all this abortion and Plan B and free sex, everything agendas. Who's behind it? It's not the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Who is behind Obama? So Obama was the mastermind behind everything. Hillary was the mastermind. Clinton and Biden, they was the masterminds. They only last 4 years. They can only be in office for 4 years. So who is the powers that's always in office that don't even get elected to no office because they own the money. They own the media. They're already multi-billionaires and trillionaires. They're already the CEOs of BlackRock and Vanguard. You don't vote them in or vote them out. You don't vote the Queen of England and all of that, and the Vatican, the so-called popes. You don't vote them in. You ain't got no say so. You don't control who gonna be there and how long they stay there. So that's the part that I surely I would love to be able to talk about, but I ain't gonna go there on this page. But that's just something to think about. Who's the real boss? Who's the undercover boss? Is it really the J's, the J words, or whoever the top one's supposed to be over there? If it's Netanyahu, if it's somebody higher than Netanyahu that represents that camp, versus the Pope. Which one of them is the top? Is it the Pope, or is it one of whoever the top J people is? That's what they both got, small hats. They both rock them small hats. They both are not this. They both wield an inordinate amount of power on the earth over our people and over resources and over wealth and land. Ain't nobody talking about that. We rather talk about that soft, easy target, the Democrats. Like they running something. Democrats ain't running nothing. They being run. So, but yeah, man, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, but yeah, they been and took this country a long time ago. So I'll be putting up the receipts, but everybody want to ignore it. I'll talk to you a whole hour, and everything that I'm saying, but the Democrats, but bruh, did you just hear me say? But the Democrat, all right, man, we ain't got nothing else to talk about. Because no matter what I say, you still going to the Democrats. Like, all right, man, all right. Yeah, Kim, they are the puppets. They have signed up to be the puppets, right? They have become the puppets. It used to be watching the other puppet show, but we said, I want to be a puppet. I want to be equal with the other puppets, with the white puppets. Make me a puppet. Oh, you want to be a puppet now, huh? Yeah, I want a hand in my back. I want a battery in my back. I want to be on TV. I want people to think that I got power. Here, stick your hand up in my backside. Cold business out here. Yeah, and we know them. G from the Bay, we know them. We calling their names out every day, but our people don't want to hear. Our people is going, la 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 Democrats, la 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 Democrats, la 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 orange man, la 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 orange man. We don't want to hear the real enemy. We don't want to be responsible for what we know. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear the real enemy, because now once you hear it, then you can't say you didn't know. And once you know, you're responsible for what you know. Elon Musk is the richest in America. Oh man, what are you talking? A digital soapbox? What do you mean by that? Maybe I missed something. Candace Owens is all over the place. I mean, what that mean? I'm not sure. She only 35 years old. She only 35. Where she a lot of places that people twice her age ain't never been or too scared to go. So I don't mind that. Ma Jabril, ninjas are scared of revolution. One thing about ninjas I do not love. Ninjas are scared of revolution. Yep. Yup. Man. So we here again. Here we are again. That time in the night in the episode, in an hour and 30 minutes. Here we are again. No. I welcome any subjects, any guests, any comments. I don't want to struggle to find a subject. I don't want to make this a chore on me or you. Repetition is the best teacher. Repetition. Oh man, appreciate it. The Fauci pushers. Yeah, they still pushing some new Fauciness under a different name, right? I saw, well, yeah, I ain't gonna say that yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm running a sale right now for those that's interested. Ionic colloidal silver, $17.50 is normally $30, but right now it's almost a little more than half off. For y'all that don't know, you can go to westcoastcam.com, and it's some peer-reviewed, published medical and scientific journal information about ionic colloidal silver and what it do. You know, we just entered into the autumn or the fall season, which is flu season, cold and flu season. And, you know, I don't want to make no claims that's going to get this page struck, but it's highly likely that we can expect some new emerging viruses to be coming out around flu season, or some complications to some of the things that already done hit us. So you already, you know, always want to equip yourself with natural, healthy stuff, and preferably alternatives to fake, you know, manufactured synthetic medicines. Not saying don't take no medicines. I'm not a medical professional. I don't make medical claims. I don't give medical advice, but it's always good to research yourself and find out what natural things in nature can help deal with or treat or prevent certain things that we might be suffering from or might suffer from. So I'm trying to talk in as much code language as I can. But yeah, westcoastcam.com, on the spot, live. Salute. United Nations is currently voting in conjunction with the World Health Organization to suspend the Constitution if there's another pandemic. Yeah, sounds about what, right? Yeah. Yeah, we got to know how we're being, what type of warfare age that we in. We're in a different type of warfare. It's not bullets and guns. It's not bombs. You know, it's different type of weapons today. Right. Look at all these animals having babies, and they don't run to such and such man to get such and such for their babies. They've been surviving. We've been surviving for 400 some years in the worst conditions of human beings ever, you know, endured, mental, emotional, and physical. We didn't have this, and we was eating the worst food, going through the worst treatment, and we was living well into our hundreds on average. The slaves working from sun, can't see at morning, can't see at night, all our lives being abused and misused, and still living to be 100 years old, strong backs, you know, strong bones, strong muscles. So we didn't need that Fauci juice to last this long. Why you think we need it now? Yep. Germ warfare, viral weapons, biological weapons. Yep. That's what they said the Wuhan laboratory was doing in conjunction with the funding of Dr. Fauci. The Wuhan laboratory research and the leak that allegedly kicked off this whole thing. Gain of function research, viral research. If y'all know what gain of function means, it's not good. It's not gain of functions to cure something. It's the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Way Cool. What's your thoughts on the Christian rap artist D1 calling out gangster rap artists? I ain't hip to that. I ain't heard of that. I know who he is. I never heard him rap, but that's the light skinned brother that got the dreads wrapped around his head. Yeah, I'm not aware what he say about gangster rap artists. I probably agree with him. I probably agree with him. You know what I'm saying? Sonny Red, Drummond Bay, as predicted in the many prophecies. Salute, salute. Islam. Dr. Stella is on CNN's helmet. Dr. Stella, was that the black lady that was talking about hydroxychloroquine or something like that? I forgot that was early on when they had censored her and a few other people. Dr. Stella, like the little dark skinned whistleblower doctor or nurse. Sent the link. Way Cool Cali he said you sent the link in the IG. Okay, all right, I'm gonna check it when I get off of here. Right. Mad Black Man, Cam, you still in contact with Paris? Yeah, through social media, but we ain't hollered directly in a minute. I slept on that man. Recently went through his discography and he been bringing heat. Yeah, he was always bringing heat. P Dog, the Black Panther. Yeah, we did a few joints together, 2 or 3. Right. ICI said it wasn't no my body, my choice talk when them Fauci juices was being forced. It wasn't no my choice then. Absolutely. Ain't nobody had no choice. You got the choice to starve and lose your job and get persecuted and get accused of being the reason why people was falling like flies because they was blaming it on the Fauci juiced. Yeah. Sat 12, you saw that Moorish dude called you out in a video for believing Candace Owens over Cube. Yeah, yeah. A matter of fact, I think dude tagged me. I forgot, I don't know his name, but it was some weak little internet, like these internet dudes. Like, if you know how to tag me, why wouldn't you just holler at me? So that's just somebody that wants clout or wants clickbait to go viral, or you want to bait me into something. Like, man, please. Everybody got the right to disagree. You'll see what it do. You'll see what the forces of nature do. You think Minister Farrakhan name and image is something you could play with? I don't care what nobody say about me, but don't be a sucker. Like saying, like, be a man. If you got something you want to say to me, or you want me to be on your live with you or something, then just call me. Like, I wouldn't have turned it down. I will now. When I see anybody do some little childish little weird snake moves like that, I'm not messing with you. I'm not cooperating with you. Anybody that disagree with me, get at me. Let me know. I'm steady calling for people to get directly at me. But you want to post something and then later tag me on it or something like that. Anyway, I wish sometimes that we can get back to boxing or something, you know, go viral on that. But it ain't that serious. It's just like childish, like, man, like childhood. Well, I guess these internet streets. That's why I be careful about this. That's why I don't even really go into the comments too much. You would go crazy. Like, I can't address all these weirdos. I can't, you know, if you over here and actually here with me, and you know, while I'm on live, then even if you weird, even if I think you weird or whatever, I'm still gonna give you respect because you still over here while I'm live addressing me. You know what I'm saying? But if you never even reached out for me and I don't know you, I ain't never met you, and then you trying to use my name and then my leader's picture or something, like, and then tag me afterwards, like, man, you don't get your COINTELPRO ass up out of here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe that. It's just like in the nation, there's agents, there's fake false flag Muslims, there's people that might have got flipped and turned in the nation or in the mosque. It's like it's COINTEL ninjas in the Moor temple, in the Hebrew Israelites, in any black organization, you're gonna have some weirdos. You know, and you can tell by how they get out. You know what I'm saying? Manhood business is universal. The way a man conduct themselves is universal. We don't, you know, unnecessarily like use no internet to like that shouldn't be the first I hear about you is somebody said he said, like he said he made who, like, did what? All right, man. All right. That's why I won't be, you know, this is the only time I'm gonna address that, because you right here, so I'm respecting your comment. I'm addressing it right here, but you know, I actually put the comment on dude's thing, like saying something like your little clickbait worm bait, whatever, is hilarious. But you know, real men don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you reach out for me? If you knew how to tag me in this, why wouldn't you just reach out for me? Just like brother Tazariak, you know, Captain Tazariak from the Hebrew, you know, he was a man. He got at me in my DM like, bro, you know, some of my people said that, you know, some people that was Hebrew Israelites was getting at you, and I watched some of it and they wasn't representing right. You know, let me know if you want to go on live. I heard you was asking. I was like, yeah, that's how a man's supposed to do it. So that's why we got on two times already, and I'm supposed to be setting something else up with brother Tazariak. That's how you're supposed to do it. Like, don't surprise me, like, because you might get surprised in a way that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know me. Like, man, what is this? What is this internet? But I guess this is what I sign up for when I get on here, right? I guess if you're making an impact, you know, and you making sense, or I don't know, people want to ride off of that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm dealing with, like, if you see me talking about Candace Owens or negative like Snoop or Cube or what, these is people I know. These is people I got history with. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna really hear me talking too much about somebody I don't know. That's weird as that's weird as hell. Like, on the spot, have you tried the vertical live format? No, I don't even know what that is. What is that? I don't even know what that is. You have to lace me. Yo, Malik Shabazz, welcome to cyberspace, right? Yeah, all right, we'll see. We'll see if that's what you want. We'll see if that's what you want. Sunny Red, Drummond Bay, that Moore was hella wrong, and Amma Noble, Drew Ali, peace be upon him, Moore. Yeah, I don't know. It's all good. Lance Carter, what's good? Salute. Man. Compromised companions, MJ. Yep. In every organization. So I might be one. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I am, but Ain't nobody above being flipped. You know, in my opinion, except Minister Farrakhan, in my opinion, he's already at the point he's been there at 92 years old. He can't be flipped. You know what I'm saying? He can't be flipped. Like flipped for what? For money, for some females, like, you know. So, but people like me or something, you know, there might be something out there that can flip me, that can break me, that can punk me. I haven't run into it yet, but I'm not too arrogant to say that it's impossible. So don't just take anything I say on face value. Don't just take my word like I'm. Nope. Research it. Prove me wrong or prove me right. But yeah, if I'm not, you know, certain things that I just won't touch. I just won't touch on certain people. You know, it ain't even that serious. I like to attack the beast. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't even spend my time, even with this Diddy stuff. Like so many people like, man, like, so you trying to take up for Diddy? Yeah, that's exactly what you think. Because you don't want to listen to who I'm really pointing at. You don't want to see the people, the Lucian Granges and the Clive Davis. You don't want to have to deal with them. You want to deal with Diddy. You want to be mad at Diddy. Okay, well, be mad at Diddy. But you're not gonna get me on that. That's, you know, all right. He did what he gonna do, but I'm tired of seeing my people willing to squabble or scrap or take out their own, but you won't take out who you know made that, who's behind that. That's why I respect Candace Owens. Hey, she said it herself. I used to work for the Zionists. I was the number one cheerleader soldier for them until I ran into this certain little thing with Ben Shapiro when I was at the Daily Wire, and they flipped on me and started acting like I was anti this and that I was crazy and I was hard to deal with, and you know, they ran that whole campaign on her, and then they turned her into the biggest activist soldier against them. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to agree with nothing else that she talk about. I agree with that part though. And she got a bigger platform than I do. She going viral every night. So I'm going to help her go viral. I'm going to take those bullet points, you know what I'm saying, that I know she's correct on, that I agree with, and I'm going to share them. I'm going to react to them. I'm going to help make her even bigger than she is. So whatever she's wrong on, she's going to have to sink or swim on that. But right now, we need to expose these Satans. And she got the ears and the eyes of the people to do it. And she don't claim to be no Muslim. She don't claim to be with Farrakhan. And she got a white husband. All of the stuff that, you know, y'all say that she a sellout about, which is the same stuff y'all that Kamala Harris is a sellout about. If she a sellout, even worse. Because Kamala Harris is a lawmaker. So that's gonna be my whole thing. You know, shouts out again to Janet Jackson. Shouts out to Janet Jackson. Condolences to the Jackson family for the loss of Tito and her standing on business. So apparently we starting to run into I don't give a F-ness. We starting to, you know, find our I don't give a F gear. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes the loss of a loved one, a loss of health, a loss of wealth, fame, loss of something to make you be just a warlord, an activist. Like F y'all. Yeah, she black? Oh, I didn't know she was black. I heard that she whatever she said. Okay, that ain't wrong, ain't nothing. But then they start trying to act like Janet Jackson crazy. Oh, didn't y'all just accuse my brother of being a stone cold child, whatever, and shit when he was alive, and then assassinated his character and then took his whole estate? Like, why I need to cooperate with y'all? Yeah, y'all just created another activist against y'all. And it's black women, and I love it. Black women who we used to feel like sold out. They had white men. She had her white husband, white man. Okay. But something is happening that's turning these formerly cheerleaders / soldiers of these white men turning them against their former snake partners or whatever. So I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. What about Kanye? What about him? Campaign trail been gaining a lot of traction. Well, the pain is real. The pain is real. No pain, no gain. So I guess that's why it's gaining, because it's paining. It's gaining because it's paining. Keith Ned, salute. I think it's because the people want to hear this. Like, you know what I'm saying? The people is fed up. You know, they know they've been deceived. They know they've been poisoned. They know they've been robbed. They know they've been misused and abused. So they want to hear the modern day, you know, Elijahs and Farrakhan's and Malcolms and Muhammad Ali's. They want to hear that today. They want to hear some men standing on their testicles, standing on a real black manhood. You don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? These female feminism, black feminism, pushing P power, whatever. They don't have to like it. They're going to respect it, though. You don't have to like it. You know, you're going to respect it. So I love it, man. And my whole get down is swimming upstream, swimming against the grain. That's how I got here. That's how we all got here. We had to be the best swimmers in that ejaculation, you know, thing with 500 million, 500 billion other sperm. So I don't mind going against anybody, everybody. Pain is real, right? Out of 400K, oh no, it's actually 400 million, if I'm not mistaken. The power of the such and such is overrated, since even for pride's sake, they have not been able to get a such and such president. They don't need one. They don't even work like that. I hear you, but they don't want one. They don't want one because they don't want to be accused of that real so-called trope of them being in power. So they're like undercover bosses. It's like the TV show Undercover Boss. They'll be somewhere in the White House. They might be in the mailroom, or they somewhere around, you know, layers out from the president, but they really the boss. They're close enough to the president to put that yank on that, you know, that president coattail. Like, you better, you know, so they don't never, you know, when it comes to that horse, dog, and pony show called the presidency, they don't be in a position, the top position. They be all around the so-called top position. They're all around the president because they're the advisors to the president. They're the chiefs of staff and all of that. That's the power. The advisors is who tells the president. President don't know nothing. Not Jimmy Carter, but him too, but Ronald Reagan and Trump, like these is actors. They don't know nothing about how to run the world. No, it's the advisors that run the world. It's the advisors that tell presidents what to say. Presidents don't run nothing. The owners run it. The CEOs run it. The board members run it. Presidents is somebody you hire and fire. President don't run nothing but what the owners tell them to run, which is their mouth. If y'all know anything about LLCs or corporations or whatever, the president don't mean you the COO or the owner or the CEO. President is an employee that gets hired and fired. President does not run nothing. The people that hire him is the ones who run the show and run the president and run America. run the corporation. Who are they? They don't get hired and fired. They don't get elected. Who is over the Federal Reserve? They don't get elected. Who is over the Treasury? Who's over the international banks? They don't get elected. Who's over Hollywood? Who's over BlackRock and Vanguard? Do they get elected? Or do they just retire and give the power to who they please after they get out the way? Yeah. So the Federal Reserve is just like Federal Express. You know, Federal Express, that mail company, that don't have nothing to do with the government, with the federal government. That's just a name. It's like Federal Tacos or Federal Burgers, Federal Express. That's all the Federal Reserve is. Federal Reserve is not a part of the government. Federal Reserve, the people that print our money and determine the value of it or the inflation of it, don't have nothing to do with the United States government. They're private bankers, private banking families. That is not the government. That's who controls the government with that power to print our money. Our president sold us out when they took American currency off the gold standard. Once our money or US dollar wasn't backed by gold or silver no more, that's when the whole country got sold out. America had been sold out before we was born. The US dollar is not backed by nothing. Especially now, it used to be so-called backed by petroleum, oil, petrodollars, but it ain't backed by that no more because BRICS and all these other countries is using something else other than U.S. petrodollars. They're not using U.S. dollars no more, petrodollars. They're using their own currency. So the U.S. dollar is basically worthless. It's just being propped up with the image of value. Now we steady deleting ourselves and deleting our children and messing up families, chasing a worthless piece of paper, a worthless concept. Yep. Yep. Man, what you doing in here? I have to bend you. Got 2 minutes. I think I'm gonna get off here. Maybe I'm not sure. Let's see. Way cool, in my opinion. Cube is king of West, and is number one validation that needs a sit down with C. Owens. I don't understand what you're saying. If you go in the store with $1, you're definitely walking out with nothing. You may walk out owing. You have to run back to the car and go get something else. Go get some change out your ashtray. You walk in with $1 trying to buy something, you're gonna be owing when you walk out. Chattel property system. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's all, man. I'm just trying to share my little information, my little data. I don't know if it's knowledge. I don't know if it's wisdom. I don't know if it's understanding. It's just information. It'll prove to be whatever it really is in a second. Kim, the maggot sees a seething field of purposeful activity. The hawk flying above just sees a dead horse. Yep. Andrew, salute. Much love. Appreciate you. Yep. So it's just perspectives. Squab Cooks. What makes a dollar valuable is the debt attached to it. Other than that, it's worthless, right? And debt is slavery. Debt is slavery. So basically, what you're saying is what makes the dollar valuable is slavery. Slavery of the people that believe in that and have been put under a debt by believing in it. Yep, the people are the debt. That's right, Curiosity. Yep, we the debt because we believe in it. We have agreed. We have agreed with the concept of capitalist money and the capitalist monetary system. So we are the biggest losers. We gets the short end of the stick. We are the short end of the stick. We at the bottom of the capitalist system, the capitalism totem pole. Drummond, I'm going to hit the link next time. All good. It's all good. Always wanted to hear you talking about this back when your music first came out. Salute, man. It's all love. It's slime. Right. That's why their faces are on the money. Exactly. And on the back of the dollar, I think that's the back of the dollar bill, the $1 bill with the first president, which is George Washington. It says, "In God we trust." In God we trust. All that subliminal messaging, all that's witchcraft spells, attaching subconscious connections, God, the white male's face, money, livelihood, and deception. But we at the end of it. We at the labor and delivery phase of this whole thing. This 6,000-year pregnancy, labor, I should say. Now we're giving birth to a new baby, a new nation, a new mind, a new people. There's going to be bloodshed involved. It's going to be screaming and blood, and it's going to be a messy, ugly scene. But at the end of it, it's going to be a new baby, a new nation, a new people. So the labor is going to be what labor is. Can't get to a new life without it. That's why the Holy Quran says that wealth does not stand for greatness. And that's why they took the Holy Quran away from us in 1555. Yep. Absolutely. We've been waiting on Cam to get active. On what? Active like what? I've been active. What you talking about? Oh man. So yeah, I don't want to bore y'all, man. I'm fresh out of subjects. I'm fresh out of topics. Fresh out of topics. Sat 12. Have you ever talked to K Reno? Absolutely. My bro from Texas, H-Town. Yep, one of the hardest to ever do it. One of the hardest with these teachings to ever pick up a microphone. Yeah, was saying we were supposed to do something together, but life be lifing, and at my age, and just a whole lot of stuff. These underdogs, the ones that never really got they just due, never got their proper shine, and we wasn't supposed to in Satan's world, and in the FBI hijacked federal rap industry. we not gonna shine. But yeah, he's one of the stars. He's one of the ones I look up to in this game because of his FOI, his knowledge of self, rap style. He just hard. He just one of them ones. Yeah. East 23rd, Walaikum Salam, saw your post on immigration. I wanted to get your take on it and perspective with regards to the upcoming elections. Peace, brother Lionel, aka Poil of East 23rd. On immigration, I saw your post on immigration. Yeah. And that's just seeing how the immigrants is being used. I don't have absolutely no beef with no immigrants. You know what I'm saying? They trying to survive. They trying to, find a better, land or better opportunities or whatever to feed their family and to live out their life. So I have nothing against immigrants, but the immigrants don't know how they're being used against us, the descendants of slaves and the indigenous Native Americans and the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? Because this is, an indigenous land, you know what I'm saying? So what these wicked Satan's rulers, of America know is that they don't intend to repair or pay us what they owe us. I don't mean money, but I mean land and resources and everything that they've been doing for the state of Israel for the last 76 years. They know they owe that to us, but rather than give us what they know they owe us, they want to replace us. It's trying to eliminate 2 or 3 or 4 birds with one stone. They want to use the immigrants to, as new soldiers to fight against us, to keep us distracted, give us a new enemy to be at chaos and unrest with. And at the same time, offer these immigrants, if it's 20 million that they didn't let in, offer these immigrants citizenship and the right to vote. Offering them citizenship and the right to vote, right? So if you 20 million immigrants and the so-called Democratic Party, Biden-Harris administration allows you asylum and allows you refuge to come into America, the greatest land of opportunity that you ever always heard about, then they allow you to vote. Who do you think this new voting bloc is going to vote for? I don't care what these ninjas, these Negroes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? As long as we got the women outnumber the men, the black women, descendants of slaves outnumber the men, and we already got them mentally and emotionally with this female power, democratic liberal female power business. But the males is tripping. So we're gonna pull immigrants in that got their own soldiers too, the Venezuelans and the Haitians or whoever, and have them clash with the descendant of slave black males that's not buying all this fake voting stuff. And we're gonna have them take the black males' jobs, outnumber them, squab with them, scrap with them, feud with them in the streets, and give them the right to vote over the black males who might be felons and convicted felons and don't want to go through the whole process or don't even believe in the voting process in the first place. We're going to use these immigrants to distract, fight against, and replace these descendants of slaves. So that's what they're doing with the immigrants. It's not the immigrants' fault. Because if I was an immigrant, I would do the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna just ride with America. What? We get to do this. All we got to do is fight against these little ninjas in the streets or join the military, and they're gonna grant us citizenship to where we can actually vote, even though we don't care about voting. But I guess if that's what we got to do, they let us come here. So yeah, let's vote. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Oh, we get to vote. We get to say we participating in the American dream and American system. This is the land of opportunity. They're selling them a whole dream. It's like they sold our women a dream. It's like they sold the slave, our chiefs in Africa lies in a dream. Talking about that they was going to bring our people, our builders and all that they took as slaves. They got lied to. The slave trader made an interpretation that, our men, workers, would receive gold in the new world, meaning America. They would receive more gold for their labor than what they was receiving here under their own chiefs. So the chiefs, African chiefs, sold them to the so-called pilgrims or whatever. Not as the term slave didn't even mean that. It's just like LeBron or Kobe or whatever. You was with the Cavaliers, but I sold you to somebody bought your contract. China or something. You know, China got their own basketball league. So China came to me and said, man, can we buy LeBron from you? You know what I'm saying? And we'll make sure he's taken care of, and he's going to earn this much. Like, yeah, well, LeBron, if you want to go, like, yeah, I want to go, yeah. Because we didn't know that this was a whole race of liars. We didn't know what they was going to do. We didn't have cell phones or emails or, you know what I'm saying? Once they got on them boats, them ships, and sailed 9,000 miles away or whatever, then we didn't know what happened to them. We didn't know that we were selling our people to do that, to go through that. So that is pretty much how that goes. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So the immigrant thing is based on that. You know, they didn't know. The immigrants didn't know how they being used. They didn't know what they was being finally offered asylum or refuge in America for. They just gonna be like, hell yeah. Praise God, praise white Jesus, or whoever y'all believe in that y'all allowing us to do this. You just created allies for life. And they're not thinking about the blood, sweat, tears, and pain, and, you know, torment and trauma and terrorism of the people that they enjoying this invitation on the backs of. Immigrants don't care about that. They don't know nothing about that. They worried about their next meal. So that's how they use the ignorant and the poor and the desperate against the ignorant and the poor and the desperate, and have us fighting each other and deleting each other. And when the dust settles, then they come back again and take all the chips and laugh all the way to the bank or to Epstein Island or whatever they do. Yeah. Epps, I heard that most of our people on those slave ships were teenagers. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I never heard that. But they were engineers. They were builders. They was farmers. They was old enough and strong enough to build. They knew how to build. They knew how to farm. They knew all of the sciences. They were mathematicians. They was engineers. They was architects. They was carpenters. They knew the sciences. So I don't know if they was that young, but you know, they definitely bred us and produced babies that young and younger, and then took them to the shores of North America. But the adults, they had to stop off in the Caribbean, the Caribbean islands, at the Middle Passage and break them if they would be broken. If they wouldn't be broken, they left them there or they deleted them. But they let them mate for 64 years. 64 years. Yep. And that was enough time to produce a whole new generation of mentally dead slaves that didn't know nothing about their origin or their natural land and language and God and all that. TBI, but the immigrants come over and become anti such and such when they get over here. Start calling. I don't know about that. Not these immigrants. We're talking about two different types of immigrants. That's true, because they brainwashed. They fed the same lies and stereotypes, you know, by the government. The government that allows them to come over here. Teach them that. Stay away from your own people. Stay away from these wild little ninjas that we destroyed, that we really owe the whole country to. 40 acres and a mule and reparations. Stay away from them, because we don't want y'all, you know, getting no Black American ideas. We don't want y'all getting revolutionized, you know, and starting to feel sorry for what we did to y'all brothers and sisters over here. So stay away from because of that. So yeah, how would we be lazy if you knew the history, the 400-year history of working from the cradle to the grave for no pay? and we lazy. We built this whole country and we lazy. So so they deceived by the same snakes that deceive the rest of us. What is your own experience with record labels you were signed to? Did they try to make you do certain types of lyrics and not others? No, they didn't do me because they knew who I was with. Some people that if they know you really with Farrakhan, then they know better than they even try you like that. They already had an FBI file on me once I got with you, so they already knew that I was all the way with it. I was fully with it, so they knew they couldn't come at me that way. So you have to use others. You have to send, if you know somebody is solid, then you have to try to send somebody at them. Send somebody that is compromised, or send some females or something at you. You know what I mean? So they try to twist you up that kind of way. But no, they never did that because they know they couldn't. Nafisa, thank you, Nafisa. How do you feel about the white Amish? They live so clean and well. Shouldn't we thrive? Shouldn't we strive, I guess, to have land? Also, how do you feel about Terrence Howard? I'm not familiar with, is Terrence Howard did do something recently? And I tell this to brothers. And thank you again for the super Nafisa. I tell brothers, anybody that talks to me, if you're an adult, never ask a man, never ask a black man, especially if he's a descendant of slaves in America, how he feels. Don't ask him how he feels about this or that, because feelings don't matter. I understand women, the correct word might more be sense. What is your sense? But feel is emotions, and feel is not the right thing to ask a grown man. It's what do you think? You know what I'm saying? What do you think about the Amish, and what do you think about this, and think about that? Because feelings is it clouds judgment and reason, and feelings is irrelevant. Feelings don't matter. But to women, feelings matter, because women give birth to human life. So they so hyper spiritually sensitive. It is about feelings to women, but it's not about feelings to men. We have to think through stuff. We have to think about warfare and think about, the most logical step to make. And, what I'm saying? So don't encourage men to feel. That's why we so emotional, and these men is so alpha and weak, because they own their feelings. They too emotional. We need to think. But to say, saying all that to say, the Amish, we absolutely should do that. In the Nation of Islam, we do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't pattern ourselves after the Amish. The Amish pattern themselves after us. We are the originals of all of that, living clean and healthy and naturopathic and homeopathic. So they pattern themselves after us. And we absolutely supposed to have our own land, and that's why we've been pushing for reparations, our own separate state and territory in the nation. And we have our own farmland. We've been putting our nickels and dimes together ever since 1930s to get what we have. You know what I'm saying? Our own schools, our own farmland, our own businesses, hospitals, or even had our own airport and shipping and receiving. Trade and commerce, but a lot of that was lost after 1975 because of COINTELPRO type stuff. And how do I feel about Terrence Howard? What do I think about Terrence Howard? If you're talking about the actor and his the physics works that he been talking about, I think if that's what you mean, like the mathematic, like golden mean, like mathematic ratios of creation and stuff like that. I think Terrence Howard is brilliant. I don't know how accurate he is on, much of the stuff, but just the mind that he got. I know him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know him good, but we kicked it before. And Terrence Howard is brilliant. He got a brilliant mind. He comprehends certain things, and he feels, his thought pattern is attached to his feelings or his senses or whatever. So, but from what I know, what I'm saying, that's a sharp scientist, and he getting sharper by the day. As far as I know, I don't know no smut or no dirt or whatever on him like that. I don't know no punk, weak, whatever. I know him to be like always a scientific thinker, even when it came to playing the guitar and music and acting. Like, he's a scientist. He gets into the science, the nooks and the crannies and the atoms and the molecules of everything. So yeah, I appreciate him. Inglewood Legends, top of it. Salute. Yeah. Uh, 100% agree. This system and its designers will most definitely pit one against the other. And yes, some lies and systems give to the red-brown man are copies of those used against the original man. Yep, absolutely. It's the same technology. It's the same technology, just tweaked a little here and there to fit, the specific occasion. But it's the same technology. But just us talking about it, you know what I'm saying? It breaks a lot of these spells. Just us talking about it. Just there's certain stuff that you even knew, but you didn't break the full spell until you hear somebody confirm it. Like, damn, there you go. You broke that little chain. So a lot of stuff, that you hear me say is stuff that you already thought, or you already knew, or you already, talked about, or you might not have went all the way into it, or you started and you forgot about it, and then you hear me say it's like, that's it. That's it. That was confirmation, and it is. I'm not really telling you nothing that you don't already know or that you haven't already thought about. You might have thought about this stuff when you was a baby, when you was a child. You just needed to hear somebody remind you of it. Like, oh, I used to think that when I was little. I always knew it was something different about me. I always thought different. That's how it is. That's what time it is. That's the real reason why y'all even tune in to me, because I'm tuned in to y'all, because I know that y'all think what I think. You know what I'm saying? And y'all feel or sense what I sense. But it's not until you hear another lion roaring, like, it sounds familiar, even though I've been in this circus. I ain't never heard my original lion or tiger language or my natural lion, but I heard something roar. It sound like me. It sound like something that resonates. I've been a circus lion all my life. You know what I'm saying? Being lied to all my life. But I heard something that sounds like it's me. You know what I'm saying? I heard a lion roaring in a language that didn't sound like a punk. I want to hear some more of that. And then you hear like, oh man, this is one of me, and he roaring, he's speaking his original language, and he one of me, and he's telling me I'm one of him. And so, no, this is how you're supposed to roar from the gut, bro, with your chest, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I am. I just represent that, just trying to make you feel more comfortable and more not alone about roaring and standing on what you've been knowing since you was a child or something. You just need to hear somebody verify it. That's how y'all keep me sane. That's how y'all keep me sane. Because if y'all were just like, what you talking about, man? I can't deal with it, man. I can't, If y'all didn't understand me, I couldn't be on here. I couldn't be on here. Sat, would you support a U.S. state or two being turned into a separate black country if it was conditional all black people had to go there and not be in other parts of America? Absolutely. I don't know if y'all know what the NOIs, what the Muslim wants, what the Muslims want and what the Muslims believe. That's exactly what we say. We want and believe that we should have our own separate state or states, with either in America or elsewhere. Same way that they got for Israel and Palestine. But it has to be land, fertile land, minerally rich. It can't be some underdeveloped Fred Flintstone, desert, so-called reservations like they gave the Native Americans. No, it has to be fertile, minerally rich with an outlet to the sea for trade and commerce. Can't be on no toxic waste dump, no nuclear test site. It's in an old nuclear radiation land, no desert. Like, no, it got, and they have to provide us with infrastructure, meaning it has to be state of the art infrastructure. Same thing they did for Israel. Same thing that we've been paying for Israel for the last 76 years with our U.S. tax dollars. So they know exactly how to do it. And exactly, and the nation, what the Muslims want and what the Muslims believe, say for those that want to separate. If you don't want to separate, then you stay with America. You don't have to come with us, but you come with us, you got to follow these rules of our original people, which is righteousness, morality, discipline, truth, no stealing, no this, no that, no rainbows, no transmissions, no none of that. It has to be ruled the way, we was naturally. So if you want to be free and be a freak and be able to get your freak offs and party and whatever and drugs and whatever you do, then you stay here. You stay here. Because we're not allowing that. Because we're gonna police our own, and punishment is real. It's gonna be real. They say we need Long Beach and Santa Monica back. Nah, not cities. We talking about states. We talking about states. We don't need no cities. We need whole states. Really, 8 to 10 states. But we're gonna get the whole thing. We're gonna get the whole thing, not from political purposes, not by way of political means. It's not gonna happen politically. The reparations and the promised land is not gonna come to us through voting. It's gonna come to us through warfare. It's gonna come to us through divine warfare, meaning rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, calamities, forces of nature, disease, famine, pestilence, all them curses and plagues that hit Egypt, the 9 or 10 plagues that hit Egypt. One of them was the pandemic. One of them was the pandemic. So there's probably 9 left. You got 8 or 9 more to go. Yeah. Nafisa, what do you think about the free energy devices? Well, we got that. We own and control, and I say we, I mean those secret righteous secret society angels and gods, meaning human beings that are supremely wise scientists, physics, engineering, mathematics, all the sciences of life. The same information that or wisdom that built the pyramids and that built so-called UFOs and all that stuff. We have that energy. We have that technology already. It just won't be released to the population until after the slave master people's power and influence are broken in the world. And that's coming, in our lifetime, based on how old we are, we can expect to see that in our lifetime. So it's not long. It won't be long. But free energy and all of that is been our way. Yeah. It's been our way. They got a Hurricane Helena on the way. Yeah, they sure do. I say the South all the way to California should be ours. I mean, maybe more than that, but we'll see. We'll see what the Lord of the Worlds has in store. I know the back of the final call, but I'm saying if they gave us that, they might add in it was conditional. Every black person had to leave America and could only live in the new joint. Like, that's hypothetical. Ifs was a fifths, and what I'm saying, I hear you, but they don't have no power like that. Meaning, if they're agreeing, if you know about the prophecy, if Pharaoh or whoever was agreeing to give us what we wanted, because if you know the story of Exodus, or that the Pharaoh kept on trying to withhold from giving us what we really was due. Like Moses had to go back and forth with Pharaoh, I don't know how many times, 8, 9 times or whatever, and Pharaoh will only try to give us this much, and Moses would go back and call down a curse, another curse, and another curse, and so he finally gave us everything that he was supposed to give us. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't on his terms. He can't tell us, they can't tell us we all got to do this and we got to do that. It's not gonna go down. It's not gonna go down like that. But if it was, yeah, I would still leave. I would leave. Yeah, it don't mean I won't come back, but I would leave. We scared. I mean, I don't know who taught us that we should be scared to go to Africa. Wherever we go, we still gonna be protected by whatever force, whatever military force and divine weapons that got us free in the first place, right? Whatever plague or whatever thing that threatened and made Pharaoh bow down and buckle and finally let us go, that same force is still going to be with us. That same weapon is still going to be with us wherever we go. So these things ain't going to happen on their terms. They're going to happen on our terms. So that's the dynamic that, we keep overlooking. We still always trying to act like they're going to be in power, like they're going to be the authorities of how we move. They're not going to be the authorities of nothing. Right, powerhouse. They're afraid we're going to get bombed again. Well, if you knew what I knew, and if y'all would turn on, some of these Discovery channels or some of these YouTube history channels or whatever, and look at these UFO documentaries, then you would see which ones is really afraid of being bombed. It's not us. Usually which camp is really the ones afraid of being bombed. And it's the ones that have the nuclear bombs. The ones who have nuclear bombs are the most terrified of being bombed with their own bombs. These UFOs have already demonstrated that they can activate or shut down their Americas and the armies and the militaries of the governments of this whole world. Everybody that has nuclear weapons has got a personal demo themselves from these so-called UFOs and has shut their missiles down or armed them and activated them and initiated the launch sequence, and they couldn't stop it. And they panicked because they knew this was going to trigger a nuclear response from their enemies, and then the UFO shut down their launch. So these UFOs shut down their ability to launch, or they can launch them without their permission, and they can't do nothing about it. So the ones that's scared of being bombed is not us. That day is over with. That day is all over with. Yeah, I mean, it's going to get more and more frequent. It's going to be more and more frequent. But I would say just study it yourself. Study yourself. Go to YouTube or Google and type in UFO or UAP, and you'll see that they're going to call it aliens or ancient aliens or extraterrestrials or interdimensional or demons or Anunnakis, or they're going to call it everything but what it really is. It's us. It's us. It's black people. It's black and indigenous people. It's black, brown, red, and yellow people. That's who's on those wheels from this planet. That's who always been on them from this planet. So that is what the wicked people of this world that have the wicked secret societies, what they pattern their secrets and their secret societies after. They pattern their wicked secrets and secret societies after the righteous, after the divine, the God and his circle, and their secret society and their secret technologies and powers and informations that they keep secret from the general population. To where we think ghosts did it, or where did the planets come from and who created the animals and all that. We did, but we was put to sleep and allowed this new people to rule based on their own nature and their own ideas, and they was not allowed to use none of our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They had to build a world themselves based on their own nature and their own desires. So the majority of the population, especially of original people, our brains was put to sleep. That's why today, your science class, they teach you the average human being only uses about 6 or 7% or 8% of their brain. You live your whole life and only accessing 6, 7, 8, 9% of your brain. That's proof that we have been put to sleep mentally for the last 6,600 years to allow this new people to rule based on their limited 33 degrees of knowledge and wisdom. But we was the people and the gods of the 360 degrees of it. So we had to be put to sleep. If we wasn't put to sleep, we would have never allowed them to rule. We would never allow them to rule. We had to be put to sleep. So that's called the dead, the walking dead. The dead shall walk the earth. We wasn't physically dead, but we was mentally dead. Our brains was damn near dead. It was just a pilot light worth of percentage of light on in our brains. The other 90-something% of our brains have been asleep. Now, what did we used to be, and what did we used to know, and did we used to be able to do with the knowledge and the power that we had when the other 91, 92, 93% of our brains was totally functioning and totally awake? Because we built a great world now, right? All this technology that we love, all these bombs and stealth bombers and spaceships and space stations, all off of 6, 7, 8, 9% of brain, and we ain't even used the other 90-something% our whole lives. You tell me what secrets of knowledge and technology and wisdom, the secrets of atoms and molecules, the secrets of the knowledge of spirit and thought and mind, and how it interacts and manipulates matter, what connection it has with the forces of gravity and electromagnetism, the forces that hold atoms together and molecules together. All of that's part of the secrets that we are, the circle of the gods of our people have been keeping for thousands of years, that we never release to the population until this wicked race has reached its expiration or is no longer in power, because they still gonna be here, some of them, but they won't be in power. Once their power is broken and their weapons and all that is broken and destroyed, then this secret information of the gods is going to be released to the people, to the righteous, those that's left, because the majority of us is going to get deleted. There's going to be a big purge of the population of the planet. If you're into Christianity, then you know Revelations chapter 8 to Revelations chapter 11 tells you clearly about the percentage of the people that God, not the devil, but God and his righteous 7 holy angels is going to wipe out. All of that's true. The majority of the people on the planet is not going to be here. They're going to be wiped out because of their choice, their body, their choice. They're going to choose to continue doing the foolishness that they do, and they're going to get wiped out. So some people say, okay, well, that's a good deal. Let me just go on and party up because I ain't stopping. All right, well, do you. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is cursing your seed. You won't have a lineage. You won't have a bloodline. This will be the end of all of you. But for those of us, we all have to die as individuals, but that don't mean your lineage is going to die. If I'm righteous, then I'm blessing my offspring. The laws of physics, the laws of nature, the laws of universal divine justice is going to reward my offspring. Yep, whichever ones make it, because they got their own choice. They can choose to F up too. But the grace and the mercy, you know what I'm saying, and the favor is on them if I do right. Same with you. If you do right, then you automatically get to pass down a blessing. Your children automatically inherit the grace and the blessing and the favor of the laws of justice, the laws of grace and mercy, the laws of favor. But, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. That's right. Atmosphere, speed of thought, average. That's just the average. So those that's above average is faster than that. But the average speed of thought, if majority of the people on the planet, 85% of the planet are poison animal eaters, mentally dead, yet they thoughts still travel at 24 billion miles per second. So that's the average. So that means some might be moving at 50 billion miles per second, while some is moving at 3 billion miles per second, and it averages out to 24 billion miles per second. So that's not the speed limit. That's just the average of all of the people on the planet. Of the 8 billion people on the planet, the speed of thought averages out to 24 billion miles per second. But it's people far faster than people's thoughts is far faster than 24 billion and far slower than 24 billion. So there's no limit. Like Master P would say, no limit soldiers. Yep. And we know, or we think that anything faster than the speed of light, which is 186,000 miles per second, as opposed to 24 or more billion miles per second. But anything faster than 186,000 miles per second, which is the speed of light, is time travel. Anything faster than the speed of light goes into time travel. Now you're moving through time. You're able to go into the future. You're able to go back into the past. And if you into 24 billion miles per second, that means past, present, and future is the same thing to you. So that's what memory is, and that's what foresight or prophecy is. We able to, when our bodies and minds are clean, we're able to see into the future clearly. That's how we wrote the Bible and the Quran 25,000 years in advance. But if our brains is all the way back awake, the 100% of our brains, and we healthy, then yeah, we past, present, and future is all 2020 vision for us. We can see it all. We could see it all, and we saw that we had this impediment in us. We saw that we had this underdeveloped, dormant gene or germ expression called recessiveness or devil. And we saw that it was going to take this long to get it out, and take this long to let it express itself, and take this long for us to build up this natural, mental, spiritual immunity against it. And then this long, afterwards, that we would never have to worry about it again ever. So that's a small price to pay. A little small speck of time, the 6,000 year little spark of time from infinity to infinity. It's smart little inkling of spark of 1 second of time of this hell. That's a good deal. That's a small price to pay. No. El Malik Shabazz, Cam, what do you understand about black holes in space? I don't know what they are. I got, thoughts and ideas, but I don't understand nothing about them. Like, I don't know. I don't know enough to speak on it. I got all kind of ideas, but ain't no way for me to prove them. Ahmad Jabril, sometimes I think about something, and before you know it would be on the Google screen while scrolling up and down. Yeah, that's because you saw it. That's all deja vu is. That's all so-called psychic. I knew you was gonna call, or I've been here before, or that's all. It's just a little spark of your natural ability to see or travel into the future. So it ain't just seeing and hearing, but you're actually able to go there, not with this physical body, but you're going there with your other body, your soul body, so to speak. MCT, Ken, what's your reply to those who say if God was real, why did let Black Wall Street? If God was real, why did he let Black Wall Street get bombed? Is that what you're saying? What year was Black Wall Street? Before I answer, that's a good question. But what year did Black Wall Street get bombed? What year was that? And I'll give you my answer after that. Solomon Kane, the Most High picks and chooses people among us to enlighten us with his wisdom. All things are being laid bare, laid plain, made visible. Yep, absolutely. Azim, salute. This is how he moves incognito. Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. What was it? What was he saying? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, God ain't what we thought God was. If God is the one that made devil, 1921. So that's a good question. Let me put that up here. MCT said, if God was real, for those who say if God was real, why did he let Black Wall Street get bombed? If God is real, why did he let us be enslaved for 400 years? You know what I'm saying? If God was real, why did he make devil in the first place, knowing that the devil was going to do all of this? But specifically speaking, with Black Wall Street, if that was 1921, we was prophesied to be in hell and in bondage and affliction for 400 years, and after 400 years, God would come and deliver us, right? So we taught in the nation that we first came to the shores of North America as slaves in 1555. So 400 years from 1555 is 1955. So any hell that we were suffering prior to 1955 still was allowed, according to the prophecy of us going through 400 years of affliction and hell and torment and, under Satan. So those same things, the same hell of slavery was still allowed within that 400-year period. But after 1955, I don't think you're going to be finding those same things, because by then, by then, Master Father Muhammad made himself known, and Honorable Elijah Muhammad was raised and chosen, and we didn't have those things like that. The devils was not doing us the same way after the presence of God, after God came in person, where he wasn't doing us like that. So it's a real process. If the Bible said God would come, that means he can't be omnipresent, because if it's saying he would come, you know what I'm saying, then he was supposed to already be here. Right? So we have to be mature enough to ask God, why did you create evil and devil in the first place? You knew what he was going to do. You knew you're supposed to be the all-knowing, you know, the past, present, and the future. You knew what the devil was going to do. Yet you still let them do this to us. You let them, you know, violate us and abuse us in every kind of way, and terrorize us and torment us and torture us. Yes, I let this devil do that. Yep. For a greater purpose. And that was to purge us of this force once and for all. It's no abracadabra process. It's a real process. Growth, you know, creation means growth, a process over time. Ain't no instant abracadabra, nothing. Anybody that told you or taught you that that's how God works lied to you. God does not work like that. Nothing happens like that. All growth, all creation, all process, all progress is a process. All progress is a process. There's no instant nothing. Yeah. That's off the subject, but do you think it's correct when people try to say NWA invented gangster rap? Absolutely not. They didn't invent no gangster rap. Absolutely not. Ice-T, 6 in the morning. Ice-T didn't invent gangster rap. Schoolie D might have, but I don't think Schoolie D invented, like, just rapping about what's going on in your neighborhood. That's considered gangster rap. But the feds or whoever, the industry, the Satans, labeled it that and made a whole genre called that. But it was just rap. That's just was rap. If we rapping about what we going through, then that's all that was. So yeah, so in NWA didn't originate that at all. Yeah. Thank you, Elmatic. He said HBO series The Watchmen, starring Regina King, had information on Black Wall Street. Okay. Is it? Okay. If we were supposed to be free by, if we were supposed by, I don't know, of the devil 69 years ago in 1955. No, I never said we were supposed to be free of the devil. No, that's not what it says. That's, you still thinking of an abracadabra one day situation. So your concept of God and time and growth and process and fulfillment of prophecy is still fairy tale. So the judgment day is not one day. Judgment day are years and decades, right? So nowhere in creation does nothing happen abracadabra or instantly or immediately. So there's a such thing as grace. If you know about the Bible, because I'm talking about Bible prophecy. So Bible prophecy talks about grace, years, decades of grace. Grace only was given because of the slow process or the slow progress of our people waking up and uniting. So the longer it takes our people to wake up and choose the God that came and choose the messenger that came and proved who they were, The longer it took our people to do that, the longer time we give the devils to continue to rule. If we would all have, chosen the God that came and chosen his messenger, then yeah, it would be over with by now. But the whole point and purpose of the God coming was that it wasn't his will that not one of us be lost or we be wasted. So he didn't come here to destroy us. And he really didn't come here to allow us to destroy ourselves, because we can't hurt him. You know what I'm saying? He don't need us. We need him. So however long, up into a certain point of grace, once, and unfortunately, this is the according to the mathematics that I've been doing, this is the last year of grace, according to the mathematics that I've been doing. Nafisa, salute. Thank you for the membership. My pleasure, sister. But according to my studies, 2025 is the end of the grace. According to my studies, and I can't really go into, the calculations and why that is. And because if you wasn't familiar with what was said, or you're not really familiar with the teachings and the prophecies and the mathematics and the hadiths or the sayings of the messenger, then it wouldn't make no sense to you anyway. But from my calculations and others that that study this heavily, that this is the last year of grace. 2024 is the last year of grace. So it ain't no coincidence that at the end of this year is going to be this final presidency. Whoever's supposed to be the president of these United Snakes, of this Babylon, this ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah place, that this is going to be the end of it. So how long did it take? How long did it take to shift the direction of rap music from conscious to unconscious? I say, to me, it seemed like it took about from 5 to 5 years. Let me see, 5 to 10 years. It took from my estimation, it took about 5 to 10 years. 5 years got it started real tough. 10 years put the nail in the coffin. And it's just a matter of throwing money at it. You throw money at it, you know what I'm saying? You throw enough media push, throw enough luxury and the images of luxury. You show the people that they're being rewarded. You start relaxing the laws, so you're not punishing the people for being immoral and lawless. You're rewarding them instead of punishing them. That's why a Diddy and whoever, can, and R. Kelly or whatever can become these kind of monsters, because this was rewarded. This was encouraged. But just like Malcolm said back in the day, the devils, they make the liquor and sell us the liquor, then arrest us for being drunk. They make the liquor, sell it to you, make the money from you, and then arrest you for drinking it, for being drunk. So that's what this is. They create the monsters, then arrest us for being monsters. Would you classify certain rappers a gangster rap or criminal glorification rap? And there's plenty of rap artists who portray things they never actually did. Well, these generations is doing it. So my generation was a CD4 generation. So they were studio gangsters. They wasn't doing it. But they produced this new generation who believed that they was doing it, or grew up hearing it and was programmed by it. So this generation really do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's our generation's fault, because this generation really do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm at the end. So I appreciate y'all, man. Peace. Was the agent posing as FOI exposed for alleged? I'm not aware of that. I think they say some dude named Amir. You know, whoever it was, he wasn't a FOI. That's for sure. But I wasn't there, and I haven't heard enough about it. But yeah, as long as it didn't have nothing to do with us, because everybody know who we are. Can't nobody be in LA or New York posing as a FOI, because we know everybody. Salute Narratives and Dialogues, man. Appreciate you. Salute Narratives and Dialogues, man. My pleasure. All right, but it's 3 hours, man. I got to tap out. Till tomorrow, God willing. You know, this is the Kam-Pain Trail, and this is about us. Peace and love. Till tomorrow. Salute.